Hello, guys. Welcome to Reinvented. I'm your host, Kayla. We talk all things mental health here, and mostly taken from the spiritual side. So I'm really excited for today's episode. I know I say that all the time, every time we record, because yeah, I really love this. I don't know, I just really love it. So we've obviously had some exciting things happen. For one, you can now find us. You can find us on YouTube. It's Reinvented. She's yeah, I think it's Reinvented Pod. I think it says she's Score Pod that didn't add the S. Again, I really should have checked this before I did this, but whatever. Um, you can find us on Podcast Player. We are here, just under Reinvented. So yeah, that's exciting. But you could also find us now on Amazon Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and then iHeartRadio podcast, which is super exciting and super huge for us. We have been working so hard for the growth and everything. And yeah, okay. Anyway, I went to look at my notes here and I just went scribbled on them. Today's episode we are gonna do kind of being a witch versus chronic illness and or chronic illness. So both how they come hand to hand, stuff like that. Just because I think I've had over the past few weeks, I've had quite a few questions asked, especially for me since I was in the hospital, all that. So we're gonna kind of cover all that today because I kind of want to talk about it because it was pretty hard. Like I don't think people realize how. I mean, I'm imagining that people have been in the emergency room and all that, but not fun at all, right? So yeah, and it was pretty hard because that's like I've had to go to the ER before for similar reasons. Um, just for them to pretty much rule out what I already knew that was already ruled out by my primary doctor. Um, so yeah, not a pleasant experience when you're in the ER all day. Um, but there's a few reasons I wanted to do this because for one, when I posted they hadn't been posting any content, anything like that because for one, I was after the stay in the hospital, I was feeling pretty dead, not gonna lie. I was feeling really out of it and as I think one would after being in the ER all day and not being able to keep anything down. Yeah, not a fun time. Uh I look back on it now and I'm just like, oh my god. It's yeah. Um but obviously I had posted that saying yeah, I'm fine, but perks of all this and everyone's like, well, oh, it's stress related, you know, business wise. So yes, I don't think what's causing it is stress. Um but I will say I have systems in place for myself specifically to kind of mitigate that, right? So for one, I always say I don't get lost in the stress, right? I even just, keep my head down, look at one task at a time. As I have it planned out in my head, I map things out in my head mostly for myself. Um I do obviously business wise, I relay that to my team, but there's things of things I do to kind of just mitigate it. Sometimes obviously as you grow older, you're gonna have to change things. It's inevitable. So sometimes it's just about the adjust. Okay, this worked for so long. How can we adjust, make it better? Things like that. So I think people are like, well, they should just be hobbies. I mean, they can be, but I really quite enjoy um, doing this, and I really love that this is my job, that I get to do this. Because when I started this 2 years ago, I didn't really see that. And there's still things that I want to grow and I want to change, but it makes me really happy that I get to do this for my job. Along with being a writer, right? Along with being a business owner, like these are things that like when I was a teenager, I never saw myself doing. Um, so there are things that I think, as yes, they can be a hobby. This is what I do, and I love it, and I don't find it stressful at all, which may be weird to some people. Like there are some things that are just stressful, but like I don't really find it like so much stressful as just a task at hand. As I think that's just how I've always looked at things. Yeah. I also like saw a comment as well that I think just made me laugh. I usually like when I see like fake comments on my pages, I will immediately block them. It don't matter. Um, I do it. It is what it is. Who said no? You weren't in the hospital. Would like to know how you knew that, because if I wasn't there from early in the morning till late at night. Love to know how you knew that, because that would have been great if you had seen someone else who was practically in their PJs, bawling their eyes out in the ER because they were in that much pain, and they stayed there like all day and only ate Cheez-Its. And I think had a bottle of water because it told me I couldn't drink anything, but then I gave in because I was in the waiting room so long. So, yeah, just saying. I don't know who else you saw bawling their eyes out. Yeah, I'm trying to like look at my notes here. Um, like I had to get the transcript of it because yeah. So I also saw like a lot of people saying, well, they have like witches have their own like healing practices. As yes, I do have my own. I don't. It's not gonna solve the problem, right? It's one of those things that to me it's like a temporary fix, right? Like I could wear a energy crystal to give me energy all the time, uh, at least energy where I need it. Uh, but it's not going to cure the chronic fatigue. It's not going to cure the no energy. It's not gonna solve the problem. Um, so it's like yes, it can help and it can help like treat some of them. It's not gonna solve it. So sometimes, it's one of those things you gotta look at face value of like, okay, how do I want to react to this? Uh, do I want to react in a negative way? Or do I want to, figure out what's wrong? So that's kind of how I'm doing it. It's like trying to figure out what's wrong, just because we don't need to be taking ER trips and all that fun jazz. We don't need to be doing it. So yeah. Anyway, I think that was all I really had in my notes. This transcripting kind of sucked. So yeah. Uh, it wouldn't let me scan what I had. So yeah. Anyway, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's like a little episode, and I will see you guys next week with a brand new episode. Peace.